My name is Anthony Tortola. I work for Suse Linux, and today's demonstration hopefully will be on Suse Studio. It's our image creation tool that we use to help people build images for cloud distributions. So we also sell something called Suse Cloud. It's an open stack distribution that we build from. What we've done with that is we've taken the OpenStack distribution and wrapped an installation framework around it. We use a project called Crowbar from Dell to deliver that. And we also use two of our own tools called Suse Studio and Suse Manager to help flesh out the entire cloud environment for you. And over here you see it's pretty straightforward. It's a simple infrastructure as a service offering. You have your self-service portal and your image repository underneath it. Then that's where we have all our tools wrapped around it, or we'll make it easy for you to install and deliver the cloud distribution to your end users. You may ask, well, how are we participating with OpenStack? So we are a platinum member, so you know we're offering financial support. To be a platinum member, it's very expensive. We're also offering technology support with our engineers. So we have dedicated engineers working on the cloud stack software itself, plus the installation framework. We also offer them legal support while they were drafting their bylaws for the foundation. They used our lawyers to come up with those bylaws. And what came out of that is when they held their election to have a chairman of the board, they elected Alan Clark as a Suse employee. He really helped them get from where they were into a foundation. And of course, other things we've done is we've helped with bringing the Zen hypervisor to OpenStack, and short release we're going to bring in Hyper-V and ESX hypervisor support. The cloud tool offering, which is in beta today, and hopefully released by end of July, looks like this. As you can see, it's based on Grizzly, so you have the orange is the OpenStack components. What we add is the VM management with Suse Manager and the image creation tool, which is Suse Studio. We also bring the admin server, which is Crowbar, and all the other fun stuff to make your cloud work. And of course, underneath, it's kind of gotten beat up during translation. We offer Suse Linux Enterprise as the operating system. So this is the way we look at the workflow for the cloud. On the left here, if you wanted to build your own RPMs, we have the Open Build service. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It helps you build RPM packages for multitude of different distributions, not just our own. And then we sync that into two different repositories, one for Suse Studio and one for Suse Manager. And when you build an image inside of Suse Studio, and if you have Suse Cloud, it will automatically populate that image into glance. So there's no importing and copying files around, it just automatically shows up. Hopefully I'll be able to show that to you. And I already went over this. Suse Studio is our award-winning imaging tool. You can try it today for free at susestudio.com. It's free to use forever. So you can go on there, create an ID for yourselves, and you can go in and start building SLES images. And anybody have any questions so far? I'm trying to make up for time? No? So hopefully Suse Studio is up and running in the background. I can show you what it looks like. This might be a very short demo. This laptop keeps freezing on me, so after this show, it's going to be hopefully grinded down to nothing. Here we go. As you can see, I was in Suse Studio. It's going to bring them up. So these are my appliances or images. And what I've done is I created one called Cloud Expo LAMP. It's a LAMP server. So the idea being, a line of business came up to me and said, I need a LAMP server today. So I'm able to go ahead and provision them a LAMP server. I want to show you what it looks like to build one. It's going to be like a cookie show, you know. I'm going to show you all the ingredients, and I'm going to turn to another oven and pull out the actual product. But I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch an image being built. It does take only about 5 minutes, but it's not very exciting. How are you guys hearing me? Is it all right? Okay. This is my welcome page, and it shows me the patterns I've selected, how many packages I have, and if you notice the two numbers are different. These are the packages that I selected. these are all the packages it needs, so it does all the dependency resolutions inside the software. So I go to the software tab. As you can see here, the pattern is a lamp server. So with that, it brings in all these other packages that I need. If I needed to add something else, suppose I wanted a, I don't know, Emacs or something, all I do is type it here, and it's going to search all my software repositories and say, okay, I can add this one here. So once I add it, you'll notice on this side, it's telling me it's modifying my software package. If you notice, it also added 18 additional, so you're seeing all the package resolutions that are being handled by Suse Studio. It makes building an image very easy. I'm just going to undo that because I don't want to regenerate this. So, that makes it easier to look at. That's your software selections. If you go to configuration, this is where I can set up all the different things that make my image what I need it to be. You know, whether I'm POSIX or, you know, kind of time zone, my network configuration. Down here I can add users and groups. It makes it very wizard-like for a non-Linux person to go ahead and build. I can personalize it for those who are egocentric and want to put their picture here. On startup, I can tell what kind of startup run level I want to be at. Or if I want to add my own EULA, you know, if I'm distributing this software to my clients, I can add my own EULA here if I'd like. I also have the ability to set up Postgres or MySQL out of the box. We do support these two right now. If this was a desktop or a kiosk setup, again, I can quickly set up an automatic login and what desktop program I want to start. This should look very familiar to those who deal with VMware or VMs in general. This sets up basically how my image, the sizing of my image is going to be. If you look down here, this is where I have my integration with Suse Cloud and OpenStack, Suse Manager and all that. I'm not starting my Suse Manager today, so I would normally don't check this. And here's a couple more options here for my image. And lastly, scripts. If I need to run a script after I'm built, or every time I start, I could set it up here. If I want to look at, I can also inject just files into my image. So if you have a database you want to always have on the box, or a specific amount of files, or configuration files, I can overlay them right here. So jumping over to the build tab, as you can see, we can build all different types of images you want, not just for the cloud, but I can also build them for just KVM, just for VMware, for Hyper-V. The neat thing about that is that one image, if I select these, that image is identical across all those different hypervisors or setups. So I'm not going to have to worry about is my Hyper-V image the same as my VMware image versus what's on my USB stick, my live disk. It's all the same. You're doing it once. So down here, if you look, there's my image itself. I built it. It's a KVM image for the cloud. So I jump over to the dashboard. And hopefully it's going to come up nice. It injected it automatically into Glance. So there's nothing I really have to do to get this thing ready to be deployed to my cloud. If I had enough resources, I could start compute nodes and all that. I could go ahead and deliver this to my line of business. It's pretty straightforward. Does anybody have any questions? You guys see how this is, kind of cuts that delivery time really down really quickly? Like if that lamp server, let's go back to that first page. I'll jump back to this page. If this is supposed, this is my corporate standard, my golden image, I generally wouldn't want to build my image out and deliver it to my customers. I would snap off a copy for them to use. And that's as easy as me hitting the clone button. Once I hit clone, it'll come up in the window and say, hey, now I have admin clone. I can name it whatever I want. Oh, it's just a line of business, lamp. And automatically in the background, it's already saved that information. So if I jump back, it's already been saved to my instance. Once I build it, it will automatically go into Glance. The one thing I want to show you that I think is pretty neat about Suse Studio, going back to the one that's built, once I build this image, if I I'm working on the image. My job is to create the gold image for the company. I don't have to download this, burn it to CD or DVD, find a machine to run it on. I can hit the test drive feature. And if the demo guys are happy with me today, which they haven't been so far, it's going to take that image, spin up a KVM session on my laptop, and start the image itself. Now if you look, this takes a little while because this is really resource strapped. As this thing is running, it's monitoring every change to that image. When it's done, I can click on Modify Files and see every single change that was made. I can ask what was the change. It will list all the changes, and I can say what was that actual change. From there, I could then say, I like these changes, I want to inject them back into my image. So no longer do I have to monitor during my test phase what am I changing to my image. No, I always done that with convert your image and start making changes to it. On a notepad to the side, I changed the host file, I modified this, I've done that. And then what it will do, I have to go ahead and put it back into my image, reburn it, and try it again. That's going to do that all for me. As you can see, it is trying to boot it. It does take a little time. And the screen, what it's using is flash to the screen, like swing screens. So that's why you've seen it jumping back and forth. Any questions so far on that? We're out of time already? Go ahead.
So your software do they support operating systems other than Suse?
No. We do support third-party vendors, that want to come in, but we don't support Red Hat or Canonical or Gen 2. So it's startup. The only area you'll see it, try to register to my manager server. And by default, that will never work because this is in a sandbox. At the very top, you see it says networking off. The reason being is if I was building a DHCP server and I was live on a network, it would start taking requests. It would start mucking up my system, as I said. So a really quick demonstration I have, if I can do it. Okay. I'm going to log in as root. And what I'm going to do is just modify the host file. And I'm just going to add something to it, because we always do. One of the first things we always do to a system is modify the host file. I'm going to save it. All pretty standard stuff that we do. Since we're in a KVM, I'm just going to tell it to save this, just so I know it's written to disk. And if I go back up in the modified files, it's checking right now to see what's changed. At the very top, you'll see my NC host file was modified. If I go ahead and diff that, I'll see the differences. As you can see right there, there's my difference. I like that. I think it's great. It's exactly what I want. So I'm going to click on it, scroll down, I'm going to add that file. It's been added already. If I go back to this build, I look at files, it's right there. It's already injected it. And more importantly, it's also written to my change log. So, I did a whole bunch of crap before. So it's looking at all the different things I did to it. And there's the one I just added right now. I'll show you. So my work, I've seen this work, this system, save companies. That used to take like 4 or 5 weeks to build an image. That's the company I sold it to last. It took like 3 months to save it to do an image. They did it in a matter of 2 days. So once this is done, I go ahead and hit build. It's going to inject it right into Glance, and I'll be able to deliver that to my end users, to my lines of business. For all of these. Any questions? It is as simple as it looks. I would suggest you guys, if you can, go out to susestudio.com and give it a try. It works a lot better than what's on my laptop. And just give it a run. That's how you like it. Am I good at time? Okay. Cool. No more questions? You guys ready for lunch? So I need a cup of coffee. Thank you guys. And we're all